Even if you're married, I'll get my true love one day. That's what this guy's own brother texted him the day after the wedding. Not a joke, not a threat he'd ever act on. A full-on confession that he's been obsessed with the bride for years. So when Op decided not to invite his brother to the wedding in the first place, everyone called him insecure. His parents said he was overreacting. But wait until you hear what happened next. So here's the situation. This guy, he's 32 years old, getting married this weekend, and he does not want his own brother there, which, sounds bad at first. Like, what kind of person uninvites their sibling from their wedding? But then you hear the backstory. Ever since they were kids, this brother has made it his mission to mess up any happiness. If Op got an A+, the brother would rip it up or claim it was his. If Op got a girlfriend, the brother would flirt with her right in front of him. And when Op met his fiancée in college, they hit it off immediately, and immediately the brother started trying. He hit on her. She rejected him politely, but he didn't stop. For years this went on. She documented every single time. And get this, it was around 200 times, 200, and the brother just got more persistent, day by day. Now, you'd think the parents would step in, right? Put a stop to it. Nope. They'd tell him to stop, he would for like 5 minutes and then he'd try again. And their response every single time: "Oh, he's just joking. Calm down. Your wife won't go for him anyway." Crazy, I know. But here's the thing. Op thought that maybe, just maybe, getting engaged would be the line, that the brother would finally drop it. Spoiler, he didn't. So Op thought about the wedding day, his soon-to-be wife in a white dress, family all around, and his brother probably hovering, making some gross comment, trying to flirt with her on what's supposed to be the happiest day of their lives. No. So Op called his brother up, didn't beat around the bush, just said, "I don't want you at my wedding." And the brother, of course, acted shocked. "Why? What did I do?" So Op explained, the flirting, the years of it, the 200 times, the fact that he never stopped, and the brother's response. He got mad, called Op insecure, said it was just joking, told him to man up. So Op hung up, didn't argue, didn't try to reason with someone who clearly wasn't going to listen, and he thought that was it. Problem solved, right? Wrong. A few days later, his mom calls. "Are you really not inviting your brother?" Op says yes, and she starts in with the same old lines. "He's just joking. He's your brother. He'd never go past flirting." All that BS. So Op hung up on her too. Then his dad called, then some aunts and uncles. And Op texted all of them, "If you keep bothering me, you're uninvited too." Now the family is divided. Most of them are on the parents' side. But honestly, most of those are random aunts and uncles Op barely even knows. On his side, his fiancée, his 2 sisters, and his oldest brother, that's it. And some relatives, including his aunt, actually told him to divorce his wife and focus on the family. You heard that right. Divorce her, before the wedding. So now Op is getting spammed from all sides. And he's genuinely wondering, is he the bad guy here? Well, let's just say the story doesn't end with a simple wedding invitation. Okay, so the brother is uninvited. That part's done. But then the mom calls. And here's where it gets worse. She asks if it's true, and Op says yes. And she starts saying the exact same thing she's been saying for years. "He's just joking. He's your brother. He'd never go past flirting with your wife." Same lines. Every single time. So Op hangs up. Because honestly, what's the point? She's not listening. She never has. Then the dad calls. Then aunts, uncles, cousins that Op didn't even know existed. And every single one of them has an opinion. So Op sends out a mass text. And this part is kind of intense. He tells them all, "If you keep bothering me about this, you're uninvited too." Not just from the wedding, from his life, basically. And you'd think that would make people back off, right? Nope. Instead, the family splits right down the middle. Most of them are on the parents' side. But here's the weird part. Most of those people are random aunts and uncles that Op barely even knows. Like second cousins twice removed, people he hasn't seen in years. And suddenly they all have opinions about his wedding. On his side, it's a much smaller group. His fiancée, obviously, his 2 sisters, and his oldest brother. That's it. 4 people. And then there's a third group, the ones who don't want to get involved. which honestly Op is fine with. At least they're staying out of it. But the calls don't stop. They keep coming. The texts keep flooding in. And some of the things people say, absolutely wild. Remember that aunt I mentioned earlier, the one he went to for advice? She told him, and I'm not making this up, to divorce his wife and focus on the family. Divorce her before the wedding. Because apparently the brother's feelings matter more than Op's entire marriage. And that's when Op starts to question everything. Not whether he's right, he knows he's right, but whether these people even deserve to be in his life at all. He genuinely wants to uninvite all of them. Every single person who's been harassing him. Just wipe the guest list clean and start over. But he's not 100% sure. So he asks around, gets more opinions. Some people say uninvite them all. Some say invite them back and try to make peace. And some again that aren't say divorce his wife. Like what? At this point, Op is exhausted. His wedding is days away. His family is in chaos. And his brother is still out there, probably planning his next move. But here's the thing. Op came to Reddit for a reason. He wants to know if his feelings are valid. If he's the bad guy for not wanting his brother and now half his family at his own wedding. And the answer, pretty much everyone agrees. He's not the bad guy, not even close. Because here's the reality. His brother is a huge jerk. He knows it. The parents know it. They've just decided it's easier to let it happen than to actually parent him. And the wedding, it's Op's wedding. His and his fiancée's. They get to choose who celebrates with them. If Op doesn't want his brother there, then the brother doesn't get invited. And if the parents choose to side with the brother over going to their own son's wedding, that's their decision too. Nobody's forcing them. So no, Op is not the problem here. But the story doesn't end with the wedding. Oh no, there are 5 updates coming. And the first one, it involves a water bottle, a family dinner, and a moment that changes everything. All right, so after all that, Op decides to take some advice. And the first thing he does, goes no contact with his parents and his brother. Like full stop. But before he completely cuts them off, he decides to have a little fun. Or, make a point. He and his fiancée go over to his parents' house for dinner. She knows the plan. They sit down to eat. And predictably, the brother starts harassing her again. Same old routine. Flirting. Weird comments. The whole thing. Now, Op saw a comment on Reddit that said, and I love this, spray him every time he flirts with your fiancé, like with water, like a misbehaving cat. And Op actually did it. He had a water bottle ready. And the moment his brother started up, he sprayed him right in the face. And here's the funny part. The brother flinched so hard he almost fell over, just completely caught off guard. But the fun didn't last long, because the parents started screaming about how Op is immature, how it's just a joke. Come on, it's just water, they said. Which, okay, the irony there is kind of amazing. Op and his fiancée left. And Op said a few nasty words on the way out. Can't blame him, honestly. And from that point on, they're all uninvited. Parents, brother, everyone on that side. And they know it. But here's where it gets serious. Op doesn't just uninvite them and hope for the best. He hires security for the wedding. Because he knows someone's going to try something. He also starts documenting everything. Every nasty text, every voicemail, every call. He screenshots records, saves it all. And then he applies for a restraining order. The parents actually show up at his house. He doesn't open the door. They yell for a while, get nowhere, and leave. But Op has a Ring doorbell. He's got recordings of them yelling too. By the way, he also shows his fiancée the original Reddit post. She says thank you to everyone who gave advice, which, is pretty sweet. And then Op makes another decision. He's going to change his number, block everyone, maybe even deactivate social media, just disappear from their lives and focus on his fiancée. They start spending more time with her family. And here's the thing, her family is great, welcoming, supportive, everything his family isn't. So they decide to move closer to her parents, a few hours away from the chaos. Life, for the first time in a long time, starts to feel good. They're planning on starting a family after the honeymoon. They're looking forward to the wedding. They're just happy. But of course, the brother isn't done yet. The parents aren't done yet. And the messages that come after the honeymoon, absolutely insane. Before we get to that though, the wedding happens. And spoiler alert, no uninvited guests show up. The restraining order was granted, so they didn't dare. Op calls it the happiest day of his life. And honestly, after everything he went through, he deserves that. But then he and his wife come back from their honeymoon, and they check the messages that piled up while they were gone. And that's when things go from family drama to something way darker. Because the mom left guilt trips, the dad left something almost reasonable, and the brother left a confession that will make your stomach turn. Okay, so the wedding day comes, and honestly, it goes perfectly. None of the uninvited guests showed up. Parents, no. Brother, no. Random aunts and uncles, also no. The restraining order had been granted, so they knew better than to try anything. Op and his wife, he loves saying that now, had the happiest day of their lives. The reception was still going when he posted a quick update, just to let everyone know. He was married. His brother didn't ruin it. Life was good. They went on a week-long honeymoon. Didn't think about the family at all, just the two of them, relaxing, having fun, adjusting to married life. But then they got back, and his wife reminded him about the Reddit post. So Op checked the messages that had piled up while they were gone. And okay, you are not gonna believe what was in there. Let's start with the mom. She sent 3 messages. The first one, Op, we think that uninviting your brother to the wedding is over the line. We're family. We wouldn't hit on your wife. Stop being insecure. Right, because 200 documented times of flirting is nothing. The second message came after Op uninvited her too. Op, you're being ridiculous. Uninviting majority of your family over a silly joke that has been going on for years is absurd to me. You should have spoken up if you hated it so much. Except he did speak up, repeatedly, for years. She just wasn't listening. Then the third message, sent at 3 a.m. the day after the wedding. This one is longer, she says. Congratulations on your marriage. Me and your father, alongside your brother and aunts and uncles, are very disappointed in you. You can't just uninvite us from your big day. Your brother wouldn't go to such lengths to hurt you, and you know that. Brother's name is your brother, not a monster. I didn't raise a monster. The way you're acting is unacceptable. Op, answer my texts. You are very close to being disowned. Your father and I are really upset, and we want to speak to you immediately. Please reply to my message when you see this. Do not ignore us. We want to talk to you, Op. We can solve this as adults. I don't want to see my own kids drift away from each other. Sister number 1's name, sister 2's name, eldest brother's name are all distancing themselves from brother's name. It's painful to watch. Please fix this and talk to us. We can make this work. I'm looking forward to hearing from you today. So yeah, guilt trip, denial, and a threat of being disowned. Classic. Now the dad's message. And this one is, surprisingly different. First message. Op, uninviting your brother is too far. He's your brother for Christ's sake. He wouldn't do anything. We wouldn't let him go beyond his jokes about your wife. You near damn know that. I would never allow my son to take his brother's partner. My dad's brother did that to my mom when I was younger. It hurts seeing my dad like that. I would never let you feel that way. You know this. Okay, so he's still defending the brother a little. But then the second message. And this is where it gets interesting. Op, honestly, congratulations on the wedding. I'm not proud of what you did, Op, but I understand. I'm viewing this in your perspective, and I'm starting to understand your actions. If I was in your situation, I wouldn't have gone this route. But the choice was yours, and you made it. We can't change that. We just need to accept it and move on. I want to book a family therapy session for all of us if you're willing to go. I want us to move past this. Op, there's more I want to say, but I'll message you after your honeymoon. I'm hoping to hear from you. Wait, what? The dad is actually reflecting. He's starting to see Op's side. That's not what anyone expected. But then we get to the brother's message, and I need you to brace yourself for this. The brother writes, Op, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything to you. This is the truth, and I've been holding for a long time. I've liked your wife the day you brought her home. The first day I hit on her, her refusal didn't anger me. It encouraged me. She always looked at me in a way a way that told me to keep on trying. My jokes weren't jokes. I wanted to do more. Hug her, wrap my arm around her, but I couldn't. Dad was on to me after I hit on her that first day. He told me not to go too far or he'll make me regret it. I thought he was kidding because he never intervened. Nor did Mom. Your wife loved me. She still does. This is insane. He genuinely believes she loves him back. He continues, when you uninvited me from your wedding, I was crushed. You're denying me my only chance at my true love before she seals the vault. I don't know what he meant there. You're insecure, you're trapping her. Have you seen the way she looks at me? Her eyes are filled with love, always love. Your actions are cruel, very cruel. You knew I liked her. You knew, I just know you knew. Even if you're married, I'll get my true love one day. And then it gets darker. I haven't told Mom or Dad this because I know they'll flip out. You can tell them this, but by the time you do, I'll be gone. I've heard you've been ignoring their texts. You've just given me the opportunity, and I'm taking it. Hate me all you want. I'm going to get your wife and take your place. I'll even date one of her relatives to get closer to her. If that's what it takes, I'll go that far. And then he reveals the real reason he hates Op. Not jealousy, he says. Hatred. I hate you, Op. I always have. Even as kids, you angered me in many ways. Everything you did. You're such a show-off. That's what pisses me off. Always showing off your grades, your girlfriends, even your accomplishments online. But me, nothing. Nothing special compared to you. That's how I feel about you. It's not jealousy, it's hatred. My hate will come back to bite you. You'll regret what you did. And that's it. That's the full confession, sent the day after Op's wedding. Now, Op has no idea where his brother is. His parents probably think he's still ignoring them. But he has this message. Proof that his brother isn't just a flirt. He's obsessed, delusional, and planning something. Op is conflicted. He wants to answer his dad, who actually seems sorry. He wants to tell them about the brother's message. But he's also scared of what might happen next. So he comes back to Reddit one more time. And the advice, be honest with his wife. Show her the messages. Reply to the dad, forget the mom and the brother. Send the brother's confession to the dad and tell him to handle it. Then focus on the move, focus on his wife, and keep living his life. But the story still isn't over. There's one final update, and it involves an arrest, a pregnancy, and the brother finally facing consequences. So here's how it all ends. A month later, Op posts the final update. And honestly, it's the best one yet. First thing he did, he moved. Didn't tell his family where, just packed up with his wife and left. They found a new house closer to her parents, signed the lease, started moving. And then he finally answered his dad, not right away. He waited a few days, but he sent a message back, told his dad it was going to take time to have a normal relationship again. But they're working on it, slow steps. Now, about the restraining order. Remember that temporary one? Well, the brother kept trying to contact Op, over and over, different numbers, different ways, and eventually he got arrested. That temporary order became permanent, and the brother is now awaiting trial. So yeah, actions have consequences. What about the mom? She's still defending the brother, still making excuses. Op hasn't spoken to her much. He's hoping reality will eventually smack that innocent view out of her eyes. But who knows? The dad, though, he's trying. They've seen each other a few times since everything went down. It's not perfect, but it's something. And then, the good news. Op's wife is pregnant. They're going to have a baby. They're planning on telling her family at Sunday dinner. Her parents have been amazing through all of this. Supportive, welcoming, everything Op's family wasn't. They're also thinking about getting a pet, a dog maybe, but that's on hold for now. Baby first. So let's recap the happy parts. Op didn't let those ridiculous messages sway him. He stood his ground. He protected his wife. He's rebuilding his relationship with his dad on his own terms. The brother got arrested. They're safe, and they're starting a family. I mean, that's about as happy of an ending as you can get. Op says this might be his last update. And honestly, good for him. He deserves to move on, to live his life without looking over his shoulder. His brother is facing real consequences. His mom is stuck in her denial. But Op and his wife, they're free. And that's really the whole point, isn't it? You don't have to keep toxic people in your life just because they're family. You don't have to accept harassment as jokes. You don't have to set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. Op chose his wife. He chose his peace. He chose his future kid. And the brother, he chose hatred. And it cost him everything. So if you're ever in a situation like this, where someone keeps crossing the line and everyone tells you to just deal with it, remember this story. You're allowed to say no. You're allowed to uninvite people. You're allowed to get a restraining order. You're allowed to move and change your number and start over, because your peace matters, your marriage matters, your sanity matters. And sometimes, the best family is the one you choose. All right, that's the main story. But before we wrap up, there's one more quick post, a mood booster. Because after all that drama, we could all use a laugh. This one's about a guy at work who got told he couldn't work from home. So he stopped answering his work phone after hours. And let's just say, his boss learned a valuable lesson about stupid games and stupid prizes. Okay, quick mood booster. Because after all that family drama, we need something lighter. So there's this employee. He needs to work from home to get some urgent stuff done for a conference. But his manager tells him, nope, no working from home without approval, even though his job literally requires him to work from home all the time. And the manager says, you sign the policy. So the employee thinks, all right, fine, you want to play that game. He stops taking his work-issued phone home, stops checking emails on weekends, doesn't answer calls after he leaves the office. Then one weekend, another manager calls him on his personal phone. Urgent. Some billing rates need approval. Deadline is looming. The employee says, sorry, I'm not allowed to work from home. I'll get to it on Monday. Everything ends up late. The other manager has to edit PDF reports manually to get them out the door. The deadline gets pushed back a week. And the employee, he updates his resume, starts looking. A little while later, he gets a new job offer. Better pay, probably. Definitely better management. So the lesson here, if you're going to make your employees follow a ridiculous policy, don't be surprised when they follow it exactly. Stupid games, stupid prizes. And honestly, good for him. Sometimes the best revenge is just leaving, getting a better job, living your life without the nonsense. Plus, he stopped taking his work phone home. Said it was freeing and anxiety-inducing at the same time. Which, if you've ever had a job that expects you to be available 24/7, you know exactly what he means. So yeah, not every story needs a restraining order and an obsessed brother. Sometimes it's just a guy who finally sets a boundary and gets a better job because of it. And that's pretty satisfying too. Hey, if you made it all the way through that wild ride, you're awesome. Seriously. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, there are plenty more stories just like it on the channel. And hey, if you want to catch the next one without having to search for it, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. It's free, it takes 2 seconds, and it makes a huge difference. Appreciate you. See you in the next one.